catlovedreamingpeach.com.
Dark. I turned off all my lights pretty much. Let's see. Turn that on. Hello, my lovely peaches. How are you? Oh gosh, it's already Saturday. It's 12:07 a.m. It's late night. That's why all the lights are out. So I've been working on a video that I transcribed the introduction by J.D. Vance to the Project 2025 Leaders book, which is called Dawn's Early Light, Taking Back Washington to Save America. So I took the transcript and then I put it into Natural Readers, which is a text-to-speech reader with AI voices, and I purchased it so it's like a pro-level voice. It sounds a little bit more human. Not completely human, but human enough. But the reason I wanted to just pop in and do a quick video is to say, as I've scrolled through listening to various debates, people who want to vote for Trump, what their reasonings are, what their explanations, what their excuses. I've seen people on mainstream media. I've seen people on YouTube. I've heard the various reasons, the various excuses, the various so-called policies, the various reasonings for why different people are going to vote for Trump or think that Kamala is not a good candidate. And I have to be honest, I'm going to just keep saying this. Maybe I'm just going to keep making videos saying the same thing, which is those excuses are flimsy and they're transparent. And every single person who has said that they would vote for a man who has been found legally liable in a court of law 2 separate times of SA, that says everything about you. There's somebody on my YouTube channel who posted a video, a transphobic video, and it was very misguided, and she claimed that one doctor's very controversial practice and one tragic situation is the basis of all trans theory. And that's just completely wrong. Then they sent me a message, do you think Walz is a PDF? And I'm like, okay. So when I responded to that person saying, while that person's work is controversial, it's by no means everything. All of the studies, all of the theories, one tragic story is not everybody's story. And they replied, that's all I needed to know. Well, you know what? The fact that you would vote for somebody who has been found legally liable and have to pay I double checked. The first case, E. Jean Carroll won. She won $5 million. The second case, she won a combined $83 million. She proved her case. Donald Trump did do the thing. He did the thing. And y'all up here making every excuse. That's the other thing that I wanted to say, and the reason why I wanted to make this video. Just now I was scrolling through and I heard somebody making an excuse about Tim Walz had said a statement that he carried a weapon of war. But he said he carried a weapon in war. And what that person is clinging to is like, he lied about his service. The man served for 24 years. And you're finding one word Instead of saying of war, he said in war, and that's the basis of what you're like. So you would excuse a man SAing a woman because the point of this video is to say the MAGA cult people, every reason I've seen and heard, it's like you are mind bending your brain into a pretzel. I was going to say into a twitzel. You are twisting your brain into a twitzel of kerfunkle, kerflumpy, fluffy, like spewing. It's spewing, like Trump said. Spewing nonsense. The cognitive dissonance, the fumes in this tiny brain of yours. It's like the hatred is so thick. The misogyny, the xenophobia, the sexism, the racism. It's so thick. It's permeating everything. And including, it's fogging over your eyes. It's fogging over your, like, you can't think straight. You think you can think straight because you only want things to be straight. but it just doesn't make sense. You're trying to justify how you could vote for a criminal by coming up with every little tiny microscopic excuse that you want to blow up and magnify and make it seem as if those are really big, huge, real reasons. And then you're trying to diminish the really big, huge reasons why you should never vote for somebody who did the things that he did, says the things that he says, talks the way he talks, treats people the way he treats people, doesn't pay his bills, and expects to get away with the crimes that he's committed. And you're out here saying, yep, I endorse that. That's my man. That's my man.
This is your man.
Yes.
Look at the screen.
That's mine. And I'm going to stick beside him.
And that's what you're going to settle
beside
for.
him.
I'm going to stick beside him.
And you will go
This is your man.
down with the ship and down with the boat. And then you can decide, do you want to jump off the boat and get in the water with the sharks? Or are you going to stay in the boat so that the battery and the water and the electrocution, and then you're going to fight between the boat and the electrocution, and you're going to have to decide the sharks or the electrocution. Well, so I'm just more mind-boggled every day to see the people clinging. And every day, Donald Trump gets more and more unhinged. He says the most ridiculous, insane, off-the-wall stuff. And you're up over here clinging to this man. Clinging to a dying philosophy. Clinging to an outdated, old-fashioned, outmoded way of thinking. You are the new minority. You are out of touch, out of time, and we're not going back. We're not. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. We're moving ahead to the future where Kamala and Walz will be the president. Madam President, to you. And I cannot wait to see all you weirdos scurry back under the rocks where you came from and finally be ashamed and afraid to speak your racist, xenophobic misogyny out loud. Let's go back to a time where people like that had to zip it and keep it quiet and go back to some weird chat forum on a weird website where only a few freaks can come out at night because your excuses are flimsy and your time is up.
The other night, the shark. They were saying, oh, sharks, we have to protect them. I said, wait a minute, wait. They actually want to remove all the seals in order to save the shark. I said, wait a minute. They were saying the other night, the shark. They were saying, oh, sharks, we have to protect them. I said, wait a minute, wait. They actually want to remove all the seals in order to save the shark. I said, wait a minute, don't you have it the other way around? That's true. Well, I'm not a big fan of sharks either. I don't know how many votes am I going to lose. I have people calling me up, sir, we have a fund to save the shark. It's called Save the Shark. I say, no, thank you. I have other things I can contribute to. And he said, nobody ever asked this.
No apparent reason whatsoever talking about what would happen if a submarine was attacked. Shit, because we found the greatest ever speech ever given by any human being ever. This is Donald Trump at a rally in Las Vegas for no
best thing, which is a Trump speech, Joe.
You lie and you know it, Caleb. We ditched it because we found the greatest ever speech ever given by any human being ever. This is Donald Trump at a rally in Las Vegas for no apparent reason whatsoever talking about what would happen if a submarine was attacked by a shark. Have a look.
So I said, let me ask you a question. And he said, nobody ever asked this question. And it must be because of MIT, my relationship to MIT. Very smart. He goes, I say, what would happen if the boat sank from its weight and you're in the boat and you have this tremendously powerful battery and the battery's now underwater and there's a shark that's approximately 10 yards over there. By the way, a lot of shark attacks lately. Do you notice that? A lot of shark.
Yep.
I watched some guys justifying it today. Well, they weren't really that angry. They bit off the young lady's leg because of the fact that they were not hungry, but they misunderstood who she was.
Stay focused, Donald. Back to the boat.
He said there's no problem with sharks. They just didn't really understand a young woman swimming now really got decimated and other
I
people.
agree with you, Donald, but this is about the boat.
So there's a shark 10 yards away from the boat.
Thank you.
10 yards. Or here, do I get electrocuted if the boat is sinking, water goes over the battery, the boat is sinking? Do I stay on top of the boat and get electrocuted? Or do I jump over by the shark and not get electrocuted? Because I will tell you, he didn't know the answer. He said, you know, nobody's ever asked me that question. I said, I think it's a good question. I think there's a lot of electric current coming through that water. But you know what I'd do if there was a shark or you get electrocuted? I'll take electrocution every single time.
Yes! Yes!